So this can be another shorter one, and I also don't know if the mic's too good or whatever. Because I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the whole thing. So it's only be like 2 minutes long. This, not probably 4 minutes actually. I was making it more interesting. So as it stands, here's the faction. Well, it's actually not a faction. Here's the factions. But here's the war that happened last time. Yeah. Basically Turkey wanted more in Europe, I believe. No, sorry, the Syndicalists attacked these guys. Alright? Hold on. Yeah, no, these guys got involved to get them. These guys involved finished Greece, that's what it was, I'm pretty sure, like the Greek puppet. Yeah. I need to turn tolerance down. I spoiled the whole thing, my bad. So basically Turkey, right? They start massing their army. They pull it out from all the other places they're garrisoning down here, etc. Just to smash through the Balkans, try to finish it off. And they do pretty well at this, liberating their puppets, and then even starting pushing into Montenegro. The mountains here slow them down a bit. They break the river line in Wallachia. I don't really speak Romanian, so I know how it's pronounced. And they start trying to make a breakthrough to Belgrade. And these men circling things around Bucharest here and Dobruja. And at this point, you make, hey, that's as far as they're probably to make it, but no, they got some insane tactics. They kind of blitzkrieg through here, as no one's defending it. Try and bypass the Carpathian here and here for what it's worth. Else, you know, they're not breaking out this way, and then they kind of trap them along the mountain line. They kind of like encircle the mountain on either side instead of walking through it. And at this point, they just push the Romanian forces and force them to flee into Ukraine and surrender. And that's pretty bad news. It's looking like the old Turkish borders in Europe, because now at this point they're just snaking through and crushing the smaller Bosnian army. And then there you go, there's Serbia, a few 100,000 dead there. And at this point they kind of consolidate north, which you can see it, you guys. So yeah, that's pretty bad news if you are in fact from the Balkans, but you're from the Balkans, so you probably just want to leave there anyways. But because they had to pull half their army away, the Syndicalists took advantage of this. I have no idea what colour I'm going to do their stuff in. That works. And they just swept through North Africa. But it's not a very good trade-off, because half of Balkans is more valuable than just a plot of desert. And they fall back to that one city that I haven't played Hearts of Iron in a while. It's not Tripoli, I'll tell you that for sure. Is it? Oh no, that's Tripoli there. So they fall back to the one there. It's around Sidi Ifni, is it not? El Alamein. Around there. You know, it's in Egypt, so you get what I'm trying to say. It's around there, you know. You get it. So you go. Another funny thing that happens is America trying to what's the word? Show their power, but enforce their power by kind of pushing someone else, whatever the word for that is. By doing this, they're using referendums, and they're essentially puppet in the Hispanic area union thing. And then a few occupations of the capitals later, and a few wrists twisted behind their back, and there you go. I kind of skimmed through that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is America's just ruled this. They pretty much set it up, right? And they had an occupation every single one of the capitals of every single one of the member states of this union, as well as other major cities and important things like mines, power plants, whatever, like infrastructure that lets the country live. And they said if you don't accept our referendum, we'll just destroy your whole country and then just invade you anyways. And then to Brazil, they said a similar thing. And the Brazilians are kind of struggling with economic crisis like in the 30s, but now, 80 years later, from this point, obviously, it'll be like 90 now. Where in basically they're not getting any exports out because they're kind of like isolating Americas, because America's putting restrictions on all these guys who they export to. They want to remain neutral, quotation marks, because they literally intervened all here. So they have nothing to sell to because America's not going to buy their stuff, and then like now they've especially got no one to sell their coffee to. Should remain their export, I believe. So, you know, that's just an example. It's not just coffee carrying their entire economy, obviously. But tourism's also been hit because of the same thing America putting them. And that's going to be a pain to redraw that border. Yeah. So essentially, the judge happened to them, and America's unstable as anything. As I said, the separatist movements last time across all this stuff, even like within them, maybe civil war and the actual 50 original states. Yeah. Bad news. But more in America is they now choose to intervene in their little African thing. They say, hey, how can we expand our influence across the world? You know, we don't want everyone else to think we're doing this. Hey, look, this is Sahara in here, and it's far away from like all the African. I forgot what they call it. I just called it the CCR, but there's another name for it. I can't remember for the life of me. Sorry, I couldn't remember that in since I made it. Anyways, they do this. They just launch uprisings across, and essentially pay the rebels. They say, hey, under us, you'll have more money to develop your countries, and then if you're Israel, you're probably corrupt anyway, towards getting money. And this just caused them to kind of kick off in Mali, as well as not just Mali for now. Sorry, I think that's all. Yeah. And these guys say, hey, America's doing dodgy things. The rest of the world will see this, but we'll get into that in 1 second. That's not what I wanted to do. Has he GUI changed for Windows 11? So I swear the buttons went that round off before. I can't tell. Probably didn't. Anyways, yes, I got Mali for free. It's, well, not really for free. I paid millions, but probably close to $1 billion. Why? I don't know. Cause there's probably nothing here. I don't really know the resources of Mali. As in, like, what's the point? Like doing a trade-off. They might find oil here, isn't it? Oh, come on, why are you doing that? How do you know in the first place? Anyways, yeah. So that's not good news for my Malians out there, my Mali nationalists, my African nationalists. I don't think this one is actually too short. My throat really hurts. I need some water. Anyways, as I was saying formerly, yeah, big African colony now, and the rest of the world as well. I was trying to say, great. I don't know how I keep doing this. Yeah, rest of the world. Syndicalist busy. What was this? Oh no, that's part of their faction. That's part of their faction. Hold on. That should be this. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. And then cool. Syndicalists are busy. Turks are busy. These guys won't care anyways. Russia issue a diplomatic protest, and they're probably gonna start trying to fight America soon. These guys will say stop doing that, and that's the extent of it. Cause they can't really do anything. Because like, what are you gonna do against this? That's like 1 billion people with actual guns. So like 1 billion people here or here, which is nothing. Well, no, India's probably pretty strong this time. China's not got much. Anyways, yeah, that was that. I'll think of more stuff to do. Goodbye, my friend.